School choice is the American Idol because our governor has proclaimed this week School Choice Week.
So today is the School Choice Rally. We're very excited. It's part of the National School Choice Week. The goal of this rally is really fun. It's to celebrate the options that we currently have and to let Georgians know that they have options. So what's unique about today is we have groups coming together from all different walks of life, from different kinds of school options. We have public charter school students. There's over 60,000 in the state of Georgia. We have homeschool students. There's over 40,000 in the state of Georgia. We have private school scholarship recipients. We have about 10,000 of those in the state of Georgia. Online education, all these different types of school choice, they have one thing in common, that kids are getting the best education that their parents have chosen for them. So we're just really here to celebrate, thank our legislators that have helped us get there, but then also let our legislators know, we currently have 1.6 million students in Georgia, public school students. Some of them are getting a great education. Some of them need other options so that they can have an education that meets their needs. We have a rally at 10 where we'll have over 1,700 students and parents and teachers show up to express their support for school choice. Then from there, we're going to have legislator meetings so that the students can actually meet their legislator and tell them their story about how school choice has affected their lives. Following that, on the hour at 2, 3, 4, and 5, there'll be a screening of a new documentary in Georgia called Making the Grade in Georgia. It's about what is our education system in Georgia like right now and what are the various options. We're expecting over 1,700 kids. That's just kids who have registered, and that's students, parents, and teachers, but we're expecting others to just show up. So we're having students from public charter schools, private schools through scholarships, homeschool kids, online school kids. So we're supposed to have a huge crowd. There's a great energy in the air, and it's going to be a fun day. School choice is important for a few reasons. The first is if we look at where we are educationally in the state of Georgia right now, we're near the bottom in most measures regarding graduation rates, regarding student performance. And so that means if something's not working, we need to fix it. School choice is the easiest fix to the current situation. So there's two basic approaches to trying to improve our education. One is short-term and one is long-term. School choice counts as more of a short-term solution in that it can immediately be implemented. So say the legislator this session passes a law that helps expand options for students as to what kinds of schools they can attend. Students can start attending those schools next year. We don't have to lose another generation waiting for our schools to reform in public education. That's the second option. We need to improve our public education, but that's going to take multiple years. So we need to have, for this generation of kids, an answer for where they can go to school next year that they're going to get a good education if their current school is not providing that. I think the biggest challenge with any kind of policy situation is misconceptions and misinformation. So for example, you would think it's a pretty easy answer. Oh, parents should have options for where to send their kids. Well, sometimes people bring up reasons not to that are not accurate reasons. So, for example, they may say, well, it'll take money from the public schools. That is not the case. It's actually the opposite of that. If a student leaves a public school through, say, a private school scholarship, their school actually retains the local funding that child would have received in that school, so they actually have less students and more funding. So that's one primary misconception that's out there. CEG, we support all kinds of education, including great public education, but we also think we shouldn't be limited by our zip codes and bank accounts, so we need to have these other options. Georgia legislature really set the tone a few years ago and was ahead of the pack in the sense of passing some private scholarship bills, the tax credit scholarship and the special needs scholarship. But I'd say over the last few years they've slowed down a little bit. They're going to have a real opportunity this year in the 2012 session to step it up, because we're going to have some exciting opportunities coming along that we'll really need our legislators to get behind. That's one of the points today, of these students to show up and say, hey, it's working for us, we need to have more options for more kids, and that's part of the goal of today, because we're going to have some bills this session that will greatly expand school options for Georgia's kids.